I know so many extremely worthy, intelligent and honest women, and I don't know why there are so many who are being brought to the fore who are neither intelligent nor honest. A couple of days ago, I showed you a video about a woman who was being questioned about her qualifications to be a judge, and I have to admit she was a very talented double speaker and prevaricator, or as somebody said, dissimulator, which was indeed exactly the right word. And now today I'm going to be talking about another woman on the other side of the pond, equally stupid, equally entitled, and equally sure of the righteousness of herself and her own family. And no ability to take blame for anything, or even to acknowledge that maybe some of her ideas aren't exactly the full shilling. Okay, I'm Granniopteryx. I am on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. Okay, so this lady, this person here is the mother of one of the convicts now. One of the people from Just Stop Oil who was convicted of the crime of stopping traffic on the M25 deliberately. And obviously, no, this girl was doing exactly the right thing and she makes her mother proud. Let's just listen to what the mother has to say.
Hello, everybody. My daughter is Cressida Gethin. At the age of 22, she was the youngest defendant, and she has just been sentenced today to 4 years in prison. This means she will not be present at her brother's wedding next summer. Oh, this is so sad. She will not be present at her brother's wedding. What about the guy who couldn't get to his father's funeral? What about the woman who couldn't get to necessary medical attention after she'd had a stroke? No, but your Cressida can't go to her brother's wedding. This is truly horrendous information. I was going to use the awful expression, you silly cow. But, I mean, that's terribly déclassé, so I won't say that. Right, let's carry on with what this poor, heart-rending story is, how it's going to unfold. I want to bring her to life.
You want to bring her to life? What you mean is, now this is a great example of, again, my subscribers' word, dissimulation. She is a criminal who, in a cause which she may consider just, but other people don't, she stopped traffic on the M25 for hours. And people suffered as a result of that. And she is known to us now as somebody who did that and as somebody who is a criminal for doing that. What you're saying in your I want to bring her to life, we know she's alive. Her life has caused others' deaths. What you're saying not is that you want to bring her to life, but that you want to make people feel sorry for her. You want to paint a picture of her as a victim. You are, in my opinion, a bad mother. The only person you are bringing to life in this video is yourself as a bad mother. Because a good mother would know that her daughter had done wrong. If this is the way you feel, then it's hardly surprising that your daughter has no concept of personal guilt. Right, let's carry on.
For those of you who were not present in the courtroom, Cressida grew up in the countryside and is one of those...
Oh, isn't that nice? She didn't grow up in a crowded town where people need to get to work really quickly every day. She grew up in the countryside with the fluffy bunnies and the woolly lambs and all the rest of it. Oh yes, this is such a wonderful story. How many people actually have the privilege of growing up in the countryside? Well, not me and not my kids. Growing up in the countryside means all sorts of things, like there's less work to be found in the countryside. The schools are fewer and farther between, and you very often have to drive to those schools to get your kids there. Growing up in the countryside is for the very poor or the very rich, really. But I think from that self-satisfied of sainthood on your face and the echo cotton sort of dress you're wearing, I believe that you think that everybody should grow up in the countryside. Well, maybe they should, but that's not the way the world works right now. And no amount of standing in front of cars on the M25 is going to change that. Right, let's continue.
Nature-loving defendants that you've heard about.
Look, this is a very jerky video, I'm sorry. She grew up in the countryside with the other nature-loving defendants that you've heard about. Yeah, so much in love with nature that they are prepared to make humanity suffer in the cause that they see.
She is an extremely talented musician.
Well, maybe she can join the prison orchestra. Brighten up some people and give them culture.
She worked hard growing up. She achieved highly. She has ambitions, dreams and hopes, like all young people. She had just finished her first year at university.
She should have been concentrating on her studies, shouldn't she? But instead, she became radicalised. Now, sometimes radicalisation is beyond the ability of parents to control. I know that, but it very much looks like this mother here was encouraging her. Madam, do you understand your complicity in this problem? Your daughter is now a criminal. If she wants to go to America, she's got to say that she's been in prison. They might not even let her go there. You have crippled the rest of her life. You realise that. But, you know, and now I've just said that, I remembered all those parents who were letting their children or encouraging their children to become trans, and they are crippling the rest of their lives. It's like a bug going round, isn't it? All right, let's carry on.
Cressida also grew up completely understanding right and wrong.
Completely understanding right and wrong? What? Don't you realise that it is wrong to block a motorway and do things to people that ranges from simple inconvenience to actual threats to life and everything in between? And you're saying that she has an understanding of right and wrong. I did mention something about bovines and stupidity before, didn't I? I refer you all to my previous statement.
She has always been unable to stand by when she sees injustice.
And I think that she can stand by and see injustice with absolute equanimity. It's a matter of what you define as injustice, isn't it? I'd say being stuck in a car for 5 hours waiting to get to missing your father's funeral is injustice.
She has the courage of a lion.
No, she's got the courage of the crowd around her and the courage of the conviction she has, which she got from you by the looks of things, madam. You think you're making an argument for your daughter?
And a moral compass that compels her to step forward when she sees wrong. And what she has seen, what so many people will not face.
No words. No words.
Is that our leaders are sleepwalking us to a climate apocalypse.
Well, there you are, you see, and the mother is backing her up on this. So, well, what do we expect? As I said, I blame the parents.
By their failure to prioritise decarbonisation, and that with this will come enormous suffering. Like many of the defendants, Cressida tried polite routes to
More
protest.
suffering if they do what your daughter wants, and obviously what you want as well.
Like many of the defendants, Cressida tried polite routes to protest and to persuade, to effect change. But when she heard the science and saw that no one was paying attention, she felt she had no option.
No. The science, there is no such thing. There is no such thing as the science. There are scientific opinions on one side or another side. There are some that say we aren't warming, or that we aren't warming anthropomorphically, or they're saying that we are warming, but they're not sure what's causing it. But even if it's right, Britain is not the place to be doing the protests. We all know that too, don't we?
She often mentioned this statement to me from a renowned climate scientist.
Oh, yeah, well, that makes it absolutely true, whoever this person is. And a renowned climate scientist. Why doesn't she give... is she going to give the name?
The world's response to
she
date
isn't going
is
to give the
reprehensible.
name. Right.
What do we have to do to get through to people how bad this really is? In 2022, when she was 20 years old, she took direct action and engaged in civil resistance. A strategy with proven results, albeit with risks for those who step up.
That really is a result, isn't it?
Albeit with risks for those who step up. She took action just after the laws on protest were heavily tightened, with the implications for protesters untested.
You know, I've always said my mother was not a very talented parent, but I think I've found a worse one here, with a gentle voice and a blandly patronising attitude. Yeah, I think if I had to choose between my late mother and this person, I think I'd choose my late mother. At least you knew where she was coming from.
From the expectation of action resulting in a fine, a tag, or a short period of detention, she now faces this, a multi-year sentence in prison.
And good, and good, and good. Although I have to point out that the way this government are acting, it won't be multi-year. The sentence will be there, but she won't be in prison for very long. And then she can come back to Mummy, and Mummy can make her cups of chamomile tea, and she can stay in whatever village in the country she lives in and report to the local police once a week or whenever.
Nick and I are proud.
Yeah, Nick and you are proud. And that's why she's in prison.
Of what Cressida stands for.
And I do, you're not supposed to make fun of people's names, but yeah, Cressida, why would anyone want to name their daughter after a young woman who was actually a sort of prostitute? Right.
And that she has stood up to call out the misery that lack of action is going to bring.
It's brought plenty of misery now, well, she has anyway.
But I also grieve for Cressida. We are told that justice has been done today.
And I agree with them.
But it doesn't look like that to us.
No, it wouldn't, because you are the centre of the universe.
Our politicians, our media, our judiciary, and yes, our energy companies should be shocked and deeply embarrassed.
It's sort of ironic because she's using an electric microphone, isn't she? Okay.
How the court has dispensed its version of justice today.
And those glasses on her head, they're probably not real tortoise shell, are they? They'll be plastic.
Today.
Oh, she got a round of applause. Well done, Mum. You got your daughter in jail. Okay, well, that's the second prevaricating women in a terribly English sort of way. Different from the American lady, but basically, I suspect, very much the same. Okay, till next time. You can help my channel by clicking like, by subscribing, by clicking the notification bell, and by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels are in the description, also links to donation sites, but really the best way you can help me is simply by clicking like. Thank you.